any sort of microblogging platform that I might have connected to the tool. And I don't even have to think about it. I don't even have to log into Twitter, right? I can just drop stuff in and it will just broadcast and I can continue with my work. So that's sort of the goal of this tool. It's essentially a tool to organize thoughts and notes in a way that promotes an eventual publish. So even if that publish is years down the line, right? Maybe you take all these notes and 10 years from now you collect them all and you write a book and you publish that, right? That's still a pipeline. It's just a slightly different one, right? So that's the philosophy behind the design of this application. And you can see we've just got a save button. We've got a send, which would send it off to like it would automatically, hopefully, detect the pipeline from the content. And then we would be able to set default pipelines and all that sort of thing. I know I'm throwing around that word pipeline a little bit. And I mean, if you're a developer and you're familiar with any sort of CI/CD system, GitHub, Actions, Circle CI, that sort of thing, you can sort of understand the philosophy. Like if you apply the philosophy we use right now for continuous delivery of code to marketing content, what do you get? And hopefully you get this. Okay, so that sort of explains what we're trying to do here. And the other thing that I'm focusing on is, as you can see, control space shows and hides no matter what app you're in, right? So the tool has to be at your fingertips, like more at your fingertips than a pen and a paper. The other thing is I want like fully integrated keyboard. So keyboard as a first-class citizen. And I really think like if you can operate this application day to day without ever touching the mouse, then all the better. So we've got show and hide, and we've got a couple of like keyboard shortcuts implemented. For instance, command and left. So you can use, if you hold down the command key, if you're in the editor and you hold down the command key and push the arrows, you can navigate the file system without actually leaving that editor, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, otherwise I think that gives us a pretty good summary, and I will start some coding. And I apologize if you've come here from the stream yesterday. I'm trying to, I'm trying to balance the sort of the fun stuff, the game development stuff, with something that can actually generate income on the short term. So Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays we'll be doing app development. And the purpose of that is to generate enough income to sustain the game development on the Tuesdays and Thursdays. So yeah, I apologize if this content's not what you expected after yesterday. I know yesterday was a really popular stream, relatively for me, but I hope to be getting back to the cool gaming stuff pretty soon. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Okay, so if I use this application, if we close this window and then, so the close actually just closes it. Sorry, I forgot that happens. So if I can push Control space, it just hides the window, but it doesn't actually close the application. I think I'm going to turn that off, in fact. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into this background, I believe. And the way that Electron works is oh man, I was thinking about doing like a catnip stream, like late in the evening. I thought that would be like kind of funny. Okay, so what we wanted to do is we want to look in that initialize. I think this is where we set up our windows and where we essentially scaffold the operating system. Okay, here we go. I think this is it. Set up process signaling on message event, graceful exit. So So I guess that's like a Control C sig term. So I think that's what happens when you like try and quit the application. So this is just saying we'll just quit immediately, which may not be what we want long term, but I think that's fine. But I guess what if I remember rightly, we disabled the automatic quit. So I'm confused why it's still quitting when we close the window. Not a big deal, not a big deal. Okay. So I think the first thing I want is when I open this application, I need the top item to be displayed as selected. And that should be easy enough. So we'll just go into our directory here, and for our own sanity, I think I will just print the selected item index. And have a look. Alright. So then as I push command up and down, I expect that to update, but it doesn't seem to be. So let's just have a look at our store. So I'm just going to okay. I'm just going to log out whenever we adjust the current selection. So we'll say we're adjusting the selection for current path by and we'll just put the adjustment in there. All right, fantastic. And in fact, I might just pull this out while we debug so we can see a little bit more what's happening in the console. Just pull this. Okay. What is eating my CPU? I think it's just really warm at the moment. Turn that one off. Quit that. Seb needs a new Mac Pro. Oh shit, what is... Oh no, that's... Okay, cool. Alright, so as we adjust the selection, okay, so that looks like the events aren't connected correctly. So let's just go back to the home view and have a look. So when meta up is pressed, we should call on up. And when meta down, we say this, adjust selection by -1. In fact, what we could do is just put that, oops, put that as an anonymous function, right? This dot adjust selection by -1. And then something similar when we go back, down, okay. And cool. Now let's have a look. Is that gonna work? No. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to console log this interaction. I need to figure out how to get the debugger working in Electron. All this console logging is just a waste of time, isn't it? So we can say user pressed meta plus down. And I have to open a window, it's hot. Okay. So if we push control space, we create the window pointing at localhost 8080, and I push command meta down, and that seems to be swallowed. If I click here, interesting. So the escape definitely works, right? So it looks like a problem because we've got an acceptance test that tests our store and the file system interactions. So I'm really confused why this wouldn't work. I mean, like if I just change it to down, let's see what happens. That's really weird. Okay. So if we say console.log